Hey, Will, it's good to see you, man. Glad to be out here out in the sunny harbor here in Dana Point. A little bit of extra noise. We're not used to this as much on these, but are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let's get affiliated. All right, notice the representing, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
Lee's
Are you ready for this?
Let's bring it on.
It's a little wild.
Bring it on.
All right, aliens have just landed on planet Earth. How would you sell them a house?
Wow, okay. Aliens. Would do what I do with other clients. Get to know them a little bit. What is it about Earth you like?
What makes them tick?
Yeah. And you gotta know them, and then you figure out what it is that they want, and then you play to that.
All right, here we go.
Dolphins are the smartest animals in the world. Why do they choose Dana Point?
That's perfect. That is perfect. I'm sure they choose Dana Point for the amazing views, for the very friendly sea captains that are out there. They don't run over them in their boats. They bring a lot of visitors out to see them. All these kids want to pet them when they're up against the boat, right? They love to socialize. And what better place than Dana Point to have a good meal, some drinks, have some fun, socialize with the beachgoers, all that stuff, right?
And they don't pay taxes.
And they taxes, exactly. No taxes in maritime law, right?
Oh my God, the real question was, what ocean animal would make the best realtor?
It's a dolphin. I think dolphin.
Right.
Don't you think?
Yes. All right, we gotta do something about that hat.
Yeah?
This one.
All right. I don't want to offend anybody, so yeah. I know we're Orange County now. So
Yeah.
San Diego up. Okay.
No STs.
All right.
ST or Lee's team.
Representing.
Awesome.
All right.
So, yeah, you look so much better now.
I love that we're out here on the water. It's such a unique thing to California, this beautiful coastline you guys have. So give me a little bit of a history of how you ended up here in California and how you ended up in real estate.
Okay. Well, I was born in Taiwan. I got sent here when I was 6.
Okay.
Family purchased a house here in Cerritos back in the 80s.
Okay.
And parents sent me to a military academy that was right on the beach. That's where I fell in love with it.
Fell in love with the ocean. So, how did you get into real estate? Well, let me ask you this first. So, you are obviously have a charter service that you work here out of Dana Point. Which came first, the boating or the real estate?
Wow, I've been in the corporate world forever, for 25, 30 years. Traveled around the world, in factories and whatnot.
Okay.
My daughter actually said to me one day, she goes, look, you love San Clemente so much and you love the ocean and real estate, why don't you do something different? Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I don't know where to start. And she said, well, you already know you can get a captain's license. And then so the real estate came because I was like, well, there's gonna be a big shift of a lot of people wanting to move into San Clemente.
Yeah.
So she goes, well, what better than you be the person in that gauntlet, right? And you can sell San Clemente because you have a passion for it.
Yeah, and that's actually really important. Really believing in what it is that you're promoting or selling, right? And as real estate professionals, part of our job is to help engage and build the communities in which we live and do business, right? Who better to be an ambassador for people that are moving into the area than somebody that loves the place, that knows the ins and outs of everything, both on land and in water, right? And I'm just going to take a guess. I'm guessing you've taken some clients out on the water.
Oh yeah. So to kind of loop that all in together, it's not a sale of believing what you're telling them, right?
So well
it's not even right. Yep. So it's just natural to talk to people. Why do I love to live here? This is the reasons. Like I take people out. The first thing they do is like, how much is that house worth?
Yeah.
And then what's there to do around here? And then you just start talking naturally. Pretty soon they go, hey, we might want to move here sometime or someday. And then I've had a bunch of leads that turn into sales and rentals. And what better place to look at an ocean view property from the ocean? Because it's a line of sight, right? You can see it, they can see you, there's an ocean view.
Not a lot of realtors can say they can take their clients to see it from the other way looking in, right?
Exactly.
So that's perfect.
Exactly.
That's perfect. We're just getting to know each other.
I know, that's the thing.
I feel like we're old friends though.
But okay, so what do you do?
I just sit on boats with cool people. in the middle of the summer.
I always see you relaxing these, corporate events. I'm like, hey, who's that guy?
No, I'm one of the owners of Century 21 Affiliated. Okay. My partner Dan and I have a really good relationship that we've created back in the Midwest, where we started years ago. Dan started the company years ago with a guy named Bill Kessler, who was the founder of it originally. And then I came into the partnership somewhere about 10 years ago. And, part of what I do as the owner of the company is to help create relationships with our agents and make sure that they are getting what they need and the support that they need and the environment that they want to work in. It's also sometimes introducing new people into the company, reaching out to good people that we think would be a really good fit for the way we do business. I think helping to kind of shape the vision of the direction of the company, both as we sit now and as we sort of see, what lies ahead, right? What are the longer term goals for the organization? And really just making sure that we have, again, I'll go back to like that, not just for the agents, but for our staff and the people that work really closely with our agents.
I've just been impressed because I don't think anybody's special, but you take your time and spend time with me. You do that to all agents.
What I really love about our business is that, and I'm not the first to say this, but just having the relationships with people, I really like to hear different stories and understand what kind of motivates people. Not just me personally, but I think as an organization, we want to put people in a place where they feel like they're supported, where we're helping people, we're solving problems, making people's lives better, and then making the connections between different folks, right? So on the tour today, we had another member of our team, Matt, came out with us, and being able to share the experience that I'd had with you on a previous trip, and bring that together, and just making those connections.
That's amazing, because normally in a corporation like this, I don't ever get to talk to the guys upstairs.
That's awesome. And we're all in it together, right?
Yeah.
We look at it as one big sort of organization, one big ecosystem that we're trying to check our egos at the door and make sure that
leave it at the door.
Yeah, we're all a part of it. We all want to be a part of something that's unique and special, and that comes from folks that run this on the side, but also have a different way of working with their clients. It's a way that maybe an admin at the front desk might look at the world a little differently, and if we're not listening to all of those voices, then I think we're missing something. So I'd like to know a little bit more. So you work on a team. That's a little. Yeah. It's not everybody works in teams in this business. Explain to me a little bit about how your team works.
Yeah, I met Joey because we went through school together. Okay. We took the test together. We went through training together.
Not the military school.
No, not the military school. Yeah, he wouldn't have survived. I'm just kidding. But no, it was great because he's younger, right? And I can't keep up with the whole social media marketing thing anymore. And then his dad, who's the fearless team leader, Larry, has so much experience. And we have another member named Jeff. And I think all of us have like a different niche, Larry's great with like flips and commercial, and then Jeff is always just willing to help with everything. He's such a personal person. Honestly, Joey is amazing. He's the youngest one, but he holds us all together like he's the parent. Yeah. So he'll go, guys, enough. Okay, we have to be serious.
I won't tell Larry that he needs a parent from his.
Oh, he knows. Larry knows. Right. Larry knows. But I think it's just and I bring in a different facet. I believe I have the little international side of it. Oh, okay. So I speak Japanese and Chinese. Okay. And I think that's a market that Joey and them really haven't touched, and so I bring that aspect of it. But the best part about it for me, when I'm on the water, I just make one phone call, and then they'll show a house for me. They'll go and do whatever. Yeah. Joey's offered to write up contracts, and just amazing support.
If I could what I think I'm hearing you say is that everybody plays to their strengths. Yeah. And the sum of those parts is greater than each of the individual parts, which is really, that's in any team, whether it's sports or business or what have you, and that's what you're trying to get, right? Yeah. You're trying to get people that really can bring something to the table that elevates everyone else.
For sure.
Well, and honestly, I think that's a little bit about, we look at our company as just a little bit slightly bigger team, sure. Right? We're looking for the same things. We want, whether it's someone in accounting or whether they're in IT or whether it's a manager that's on the front lines with the agents in the office, we want people to be able to play to their strengths.
I don't know. I've been around a lot of Asia and West Coast. I haven't really traveled much back to the Midwest or the East Coast. Okay. What's your take on that, and how could that, relate to where we are here?
That's a really great question. We keep getting asked the question of like, how did you guys end up from the Midwest and doing business out here in California? And that's a much longer story, but you know, what we've seen as some of the interesting pieces of that is that typically I think what we've seen on the coast, what happens in real estate is usually a little bit of a telltale sign of what might be happening months later in the Midwest. There seems to be bigger swings on the coast, and in the middle of the country, the swings are a little bit smaller and a little bit behind what's been happening. So it's a little bit of a predictor for us of what's going on, which has been a really interesting part. Obviously, the bigger the network gets, the more referral opportunities there are, the more connections there are about how to do business, maybe some coaching ideas, maybe some best practice share. You know, I've always said that, you know, for the most part, 75% of what happens in a real estate office could happen anywhere in the country, right?
Yeah,
it's the, you know, make sure you just get paid and make sure. But I really think that, you know, even what happens in San Clemente is different than what happens in San Diego or in Orange County, or, you know, in Irvine or other places in Orange County. A lot of what we do in the Midwest, there's a lot of very similar things. And so people what they're dealing with there is very similar to what you guys are dealing with here. It's about, you know, prospecting and customer service and connecting with people and understanding, you know, contracts and all of those types of things, even if there are subtle nuances. You know, I think what I think maybe the most exciting is just, we've talked a lot about the exchange of ideas and leads and things like that. This idea that we have this connection to a whole nother part of the country, right?
Yes.
For you guys going that way and those guys coming this way, you know, the family got bigger, right? There's more connection, there's more understanding of, you know, quite honestly, people moving back and forth. You know, I think there's a lot of media out there that everybody's leaving California. That's the message that the news media, I think, wants everybody to see. From what I've seen, there's a line twice as long trying to get back in. And here's why.
100%.
I mean, and you've talked about it already.
Those people are moving away.
Yeah, like
there's people moving.
Exactly. The Dolphins have it right. I think you said.
Exactly.
It's been really fun to watch the exchange already and see agents interacting with one another and sending referrals back and forth.
That's great. That's great. Cool. Keep it in the family.
Yeah, keep it in the family. Exactly.
So coming out from the Midwest, do you like traveling out here and working?
It would be silly to say anything other than an absolute yes.
That was a loaded question.
Yeah, loaded question. Pretty easy one to answer. No, it's actually, you know, I have a young family, and it's been really fun to be able to, as you saw today on the boat, like, you know, I've been able to share this experience with them and get to know this part of the world. And you know, we're a family that loves to travel, and so for me personally, it's been really fun.
But I'm going to slip this in before I forget.
Yeah.
So we're going to go international. There's like Century 21 all over the world, but I want to go and start affiliated in Japan and China.
Let's do it. We'll make it happen.
We talked about this. I want to retire in Japan and Taiwan, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a bunch of Century 21s out there, but I want to be affiliated.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, again, there's, you know, that's kind of the power of the brand. It's pretty much wherever you go. And there's we have a lot of people that, even just from, hey, I'm in Wisconsin or Michigan or Illinois and I want to retire or spend 6 months in Florida or Arizona or California, you know, the power behind that brand is that there's usually somewhere that they can land where they feel comfortable. They understand the tools and the systems and some of the people. So, all right, let's do it. Sign me up. But I think we have to do a trip there.
Let's do it.
And make sure that it's all okay first, right?
Let's go. Anytime.
If I were coming from somewhere else and you had to sell me on this area,
it's too easy.
I was gonna say just sit here, right? No, are there some things that you find that really help kind of identify this area, this community?
Yeah. If you look at San Clemente, it literally is the last frontier before San Diego.
Right.
So if you were international, like I was flying overseas all the time, it's still an hour to LAX. I looked at like San Diego, like, you know, North County and all that. Love it down there. But it's an extra 40 minutes to get to LAX. Yeah. So, and I'm 60 minutes to San Diego. So I'm right in the middle of LA and San Diego. I think it's the perfect location. But the environment, I think you're gonna get similar environments along the coast of like Orange County to San Diego County. Pretty much it's very similar. Yeah. But the value of San Clemente is still 30 to 40% lower than Corona del Mar, you know, Newport Coast, La Jolla. Yeah. And if you look at what we saw today, we actually have a more beautiful coastline than any of them. I think.
You're a little biased, and I won't tell everybody in other spots that you said that. But
Right.
it is going out to the world. So no, that's amazing, and the passion for you, how you feel about this area and your community, and both. Both businesses that you are running side by side is very evident. If people want to experience that with you firsthand, either in real estate or here on the boat, what's the best? What way of communicating do you prefer? What's the best way to go?
I would say to call me. I like to talk to the person in person, right?
Good.
And then I have a voice on the other end. And you can also go on our website, the lease team. There's, just don't forget to say it's Will's referral, not Joey or Jeff or Larry.
We'll make sure. Captain Will. They say Captain Will.
Yes.
All right, Captain Will. I'm actually, I love talking on the phone still too.
Yeah.
I will say probably the easiest way to get a hold of me, if people want to know how to, connect with Century 21s in Japan, or maybe more appropriately with Century 21 affiliated here stateside, I love to text, and texting is usually the easiest way for me.
It's amazing that you answer my texts or whatever personal questions I have.
You're being very nice.
How many texts do you get a day? You get like thousands of.
You don't want to know. No, this has been really phenomenal. Again, a great day on the boat.
Absolutely.
And you're an amazing tour guide, and we got to see dolphins and the ocean, and I really appreciate what you're doing for the company as well, and representing us so well. So, awesome, man. Thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
Yeah,
pleasure.
Ooh.